And our last talking point on the show is outgoing US President Joe Biden issuing a sweeping pardon for his son Hunter Biden, backtracking from his past promise of not using the extraordinary powers of the presidency for the benefit of his family members. Biden Jr. was convicted in 2024 on federal gun and drug charges and also pleaded guilty to tax charges in California. President Biden has defended his action by describing his son as being, and I quote here, selectively and unfairly prosecuted while being treated differently. So what exactly is a presidential pardon? The US Constitution grants the President the power to pardon federal offenses. Section 2 of Article 2 dictates that the President can, and I'm reading from that particular section, the President can grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States except in cases of impeachment. So this power applies only to federal crimes, not state ones, and doesn't cover impeachment cases, as I mentioned. In this case, however, the President's full and unconditional pardon is unusually sweeping. It covers any potential federal crimes the younger Biden may have committed during a period of more than 10 years. It covers the period from January 2014 all the way up to December 2024. So what does this pardon mean for the pardoned person, in this case Hunter Biden? A pardon can help eliminate some of the consequences of conviction and actually restore a person's civil rights. It represents legal forgiveness, essentially. So there's no question of any further punishment, and also ensures that the person can go ahead and have all rights restored, even being able to vote or even run for public office. So what Biden has done, is it abnormal, is it unusual, or are presidential pardons normal in America? Interestingly, Hunter Biden is the 26th person his father Biden has pardoned so far. So Biden's list itself is very long. Presidents frequently use this power. In fact, Biden has actually pardoned fewer people than most US presidents. Barack Obama, for example, granted clemency 1,927 times during his 2 terms. Donald Trump issued 237 acts of clemency during his presidency. President Franklin Roosevelt, who served 13 years in office, issued the most pardons, 3,687. But have past presidents pardoned family members? Yes, very much. Although Joe Biden is the first president to pardon his son, he's not the first to pardon a family member. In 2001, for example, Bill Clinton pardoned his younger half-brother, Roger Clinton, for a cocaine-related offense that dated back to 1985. In 2020, Donald Trump pardoned Charles Kushner, the father-in-law of his daughter, Ivanka. Kushner was sentenced to 2 years in prison in 2004 for charges including tax evasion, campaign finance offenses, and witness tampering. But in both cases, the pardons were given to people who had already served a sentence. In this particular case, President Biden's intervention in his son's case has actually come before the sentencing. The judges overseeing his cases will likely cancel the sentencing hearings, which were slated for December 12th in the gun case and December 16th in the tax case. Now, I know what you're all wondering. Does India have a similar presidential pardon power? In India, the president holds the power to grant pardons, reprieves, respites, and remissions of punishment as outlined in Article 72 of the Indian Constitution. But unlike the US president, whose almost unrestricted power to grant these pardons, the president of India must act on the advice of the cabinet. So essentially, will give her approval. One of the most significant uses of this power is in cases involving the death penalty. The president can grant a pardon or reduce the sentence to life imprisonment or an even lesser punishment.